Have you ever, wished you could just have a real conversation with your dog or cat? I mean, really get inside their heads and understand what they're thinking?
Yeah.
We all know animals communicate in really cool ways, but, how did WE humans develop this superpower? This crazy, complex system of language is a question that has puzzled scientists forever.
Right.
A recent study in Nature Communications might actually have part of the answer.
Oh, wow.
So today's deep dive is going to take us into the fascinating world of language evolution and explore a specific gene variant that could actually help us understand how human language even emerged.
It's absolutely incredible when you think about it. You carry a gene variant that less than 6 people out of over 650,000 studied don't have, and it's tied to the very thing that makes us human language.
It's like we're finding a missing link in our evolutionary history.
Absolutely.
Right.
We know that animals communicate in some amazing ways.
Yeah.
Birds have really complex alarm calls.
Oh, yeah.
Dolphins use whistles that are like names.
Right. Yeah.
And some primates can even learn sign language.
Oh, yeah, like Nimchimsky.
Exactly like Nimchimsky.
Yeah.
But what makes human language really unique is its complexity.
Okay.
It's the way we combine words to form sentences, to tell stories, to express these abstract ideas.
It's really incredible.
It is. And this is what has actually allowed our species to thrive on this planet.
So how did we get this language upgrade?
Right.
I mean, you can't exactly dig up fossilized words.
That's the challenge.
Right.
Language doesn't leave these traditional fossil records.
Yeah.
So scientists have had to get creative.
Yeah.
They've been looking into our genes, basically searching for clues to this evolutionary mystery.
Oh, wow.
And now a team of neuroscientists at Rockefeller University, led by Robert Darnell and Eric Jarvis, have uncovered a really fascinating piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
A gene called NOVA1.
NOVA1.
Yeah.
Does that name ring a bell?
It might not,
Okay.
but it plays a critical role in how our brains develop and function. And what's even more intriguing is that there's a specific variant of this gene that is found in nearly every human on Earth.
Okay.
But it's missing in Neanderthals, Denisovans, and other primates.
Wait, are you saying this tiny gene variant is the reason why we can discuss philosophy and politics and our closest ancient relatives couldn't?
Well, it's certainly a compelling piece of the puzzle.
Right.
And what's remarkable is how Dr. Darnell actually stumbled upon this discovery.
Right.
His path wasn't a straight line from studying language evolution.
Right.
It was a really winding journey that began with cancer research back in the 1980s.
Cancer research leading to a breakthrough in language evolution. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, science is full of surprises.
Yeah.
So Darnell was actually studying a group of rare neurological disorders
Okay.
that would appear in cancer patients, but their brains showed no signs of the cancer itself.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what was going on?
Well, it turned out their immune systems were attacking both the cancer cells and healthy neurons in the brain.
Oh, wow.
The culprit, a protein called
NOVA.
short for neuro-oncological ventral antigen.
Okay, so this NOVA protein was initially linked to these unusual neurological disorders, but how did it become connected to language evolution?
Well, Darnell dedicated decades to researching NOVA,
Oh, wow.
particularly focusing on NOVA1 and its role in brain development.
Right.
And the aha moment came in 2012
Okay.
when geneticist Svante Pääbo,
Oh, yeah?
the Nobel Prize winner
Yeah.
for his work on ancient DNA,
Yeah.
sequenced the Denisovan genome.
Oh, yes. The
Like it could be
Denisovans, those mysterious ancient humans that lived alongside Neanderthals.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And Pääbo's analysis actually revealed that there were a handful of brain development genes that differed between Denisovans and modern humans.
Okay.
And guess which gene was on that list?
NOVA1?
NOVA1.
No way.
Yeah.
So this gene that was originally linked to neurological disorders suddenly became a prime suspect in the evolution of human language.
It was a major turning point.
Wow.
So Darnell and his team then dove into these vast human genome databases, and they analyzed over 650,000 human sequences.
Wow.
And the results were astounding.
Did they discover some kind of language gene hidden in our DNA?
Well, they discovered that out of all those sequences, only 6 individuals lacked this specific NOVA1 variant.
Wow.
So think about that. Almost every single human on Earth carries this tiny genetic marker that sets us apart from our ancient ancestors and even our closest primate relatives.
Okay, now I'm really starting to see why this NOVA1 variant is such a big deal, but when did this genetic switch happen?
That's a key question.
Yeah.
Based on their genetic analysis, Darnell estimates that it occurred sometime between 40,000 and 200,000 years ago.
Okay.
Now, this time frame overlaps with the emergence of Homo sapiens in Africa.
So right around the time our species was evolving,
Yeah,
this unique NOVA1 variant appears on the scene.
it does.
That can't be a coincidence.
Exactly.
Right.
Imagine a population where some individuals suddenly possess this new gene variant. Perhaps they had an edge when it came to communication, allowing them to express more complex ideas, cooperate more effectively, and ultimately outcompete their peers.
So this tiny genetic tweak could have been the spark that ignited the evolution of human language. Now, how did they figure out what this gene actually does?
Well, to test their hypothesis, they did something really groundbreaking. They used CRISPR gene editing to create mice with the human NOVA1 variant.
Wait, hold on. We're talking about like giving mice a piece of the human language code? That's crazy.
It is pretty wild, but they didn't exactly start speaking English in these tiny squeaky voices.
Right, of course not. But like, what did they find?
So you have to remember that mice communicate through these ultrasonic sounds.
Oh, right. We can't even hear them.
Exactly. So the researchers had to use special equipment to like analyze their conversations.
So they basically gave these mice a potential language upgrade and then listened in on their secret ultrasonic chatter.
That's a great way to put it.
So what did they find? Did like their squeaks and chirps change?
Well, first, it's important to understand how NOVA1 actually works. Think of it as a conductor in your cells, making sure the right parts of your genetic code are used to build the proteins that make your brain work.
So it's like a cellular editor shaping how genes are expressed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, when they compared the brains of mice with the human NOVA1 variant to those without it, they focused on a specific region called the periaqueductal gray.
Oh.
It's a part of the brain that's involved in vocalization in mammals. And they found subtle but significant differences in how genes were being expressed in this region.
Okay, so the human NOVA1 was definitely changing things at a molecular level, but did those changes actually translate into differences in like the mice's behavior?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes. When they analyzed the distress calls of mouse pups that were separated from their mothers,
Yeah.
they noticed subtle variations in the calls made by pups with the human NOVA1.
So it was like the human gene variant was tweaking their little mouse cries?
It's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, even though it wasn't even their own species gene.
Exactly.
That's incredible. I'm guessing the mother mice must have noticed the difference in their pups' cries.
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. The mothers didn't seem to react any differently to the slightly altered calls.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, so if the changes weren't noticeable to other mice, does that mean they weren't significant?
Well, that's a great question. It makes you wonder if there are other subtle effects that we might be missing.
Yeah, that's a great point. It makes you think about like what other nuances we might be overlooking. Did they find any other behavioral changes in the mice?
They did. When they looked at the ultrasonic songs that adult male mice use for courtship,
Okay.
they found differences there as well.
Really?
It seems the human NOVA1 was affecting both the distress calls of pups and the mating songs of adults.
Wow. So this one gene variant was like influencing their whole vocal repertoire?
It really is remarkable.
It's like they got a crash course in human communication, although I doubt they started like composing sonnets or anything. But seriously, this is some pretty mind-blowing stuff. You know, we're seeing how a human gene can actually affect the vocalizations of another species. It's like we're peeking into the very foundation of how our brains develop the ability to communicate.
Absolutely. But before we get too carried away, it's important to remember that this study doesn't definitively prove that NOVA1 is the language gene.
Right.
Science is a process. You know, it's building on previous knowledge.
Yeah.
And this research provides a significant piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
What it does show is a clear link between this human-specific NOVA1 variant and changes in vocalization in mice.
So it's like we found a crucial clue, but we still need to figure out exactly how it fits into the bigger picture of language evolution.
Exactly.
What are the next steps in this research?
Well, the next step is to explore how these molecular changes, these tiny tweaks in how genes are expressed, actually translate into differences in the actual wiring of the brain.
So we need to understand how the brain regions involved in language are organized and connected in these humanized mice compared to their normal counterparts.
Think about it like this. The brain is like an incredibly complex circuit board with billions of neurons connected in these intricate networks.
Okay, I can picture that.
And genes like NOVA1 are like the tiny switches that control the flow of electricity through those circuits, shaping how information is processed and transmitted.
So to really understand how NOVA1 influences language, we need to map those neural pathways to see how the circuits involved in language processing are organized in these mice.
Exactly. It's like trying to trace the wires in a supercomputer.
Yeah.
Except the computer is a living, breathing brain.
That sounds incredibly challenging.
It is.
But can you imagine the insights we might gain if we could actually see those neural pathways light up as these mice communicate?
Oh, absolutely. We might one day be able to pinpoint the specific circuits that are responsible for different aspects of language, like forming words, understanding grammar, or even telling stories.
And think about the implications for humans.
Right.
If we can understand how these circuits work, we might be able to develop new therapies for people with communication disorders.
Exactly. Imagine being able to target specific neural pathways to help people with conditions like aphasia or dyslexia to regain their ability to communicate.
That would be life-changing for so many people.
It really would.
This just highlights the power of basic research.
It does.
And how it can lead to these unexpected breakthroughs.
It's a reminder that we're really just beginning to unravel the mysteries of the human brain. And language is one of the most complex and fascinating puzzles of all.
Yeah, this deep dive has been an incredible journey from the dawn of language and our ancient ancestors to the cutting edge of genetic research.
It has been a fascinating journey.
We've explored the interplay of genes, brains, and behavior, and I hope you, our listener, are leaving with a renewed sense of wonder about the power and complexity of human language.
Me too.
Who knew that a tiny gene variant could hold so many secrets? And who knows what other discoveries await us as we continue to explore the vast and mysterious realm of language.
It's a journey that's just beginning, and one that we're all a part of.
To keep those brains buzzing and those conversations flowing, because language is what makes us human.
And until next time, keep diving deep into the mysteries of the world around you.
So we're back, and I'm ready to, keep unraveling this mystery of how human language evolved.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey so far.
It really has.
From exploring animal communication to uncovering this fascinating human gene variant, NOVA1.
Yeah, which could hold the key to unlocking the secrets of our own linguistic abilities.
It's amazing to think that this tiny variant present in pretty much every human, but not our ancient relatives, could have played such a crucial role in the development of complex language.
And we even ventured into the world of genetically modified mice.
Oh, yeah.
Where researchers used CRISPR technology to actually explore how this gene variant affected vocalization.
Pretty groundbreaking stuff.
It really is. It's mind-boggling to think we can manipulate the building blocks of life to understand something as complex as language.
It speaks to the power of science.
So where do we go from here? What are the next steps in this evolutionary story?
Well, as we talked about before, the next step is to really bridge that gap between genes and behavior.
So we need to understand how these tiny tweaks in gene expression caused by the human NOVA1 variant actually lead to differences in the wiring of the brain.
Exactly. It's like, think of the brain as a super complex circuit board with billions of neurons connected in these intricate networks.
Okay.
And genes like NOVA1 are like these tiny switches that control the flow of electricity through those circuits.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
It shapes how information is processed and transmitted.
So to really understand how NOVA1 influences language, we have to map those neural pathways, right?
Exactly. We need to see how the circuits involved in language processing and production are organized in these humanized mice compared to their normal counterparts.
It's like we're trying to trace the wires in a supercomputer.
Right.
Except the computer is like a living, breathing brain.
It's a pretty challenging task.
It sounds like it, but can you imagine the insights we might get if we could actually see those neural pathways light up as these mice communicate?
Imagine being able to pinpoint the specific circuits responsible for different aspects of language, like forming words, understanding grammar, or even telling stories.
And think about the implications for humans.
Oh, absolutely.
If we can understand how these circuits work, we might be able to develop new therapies for people with communication disorders.
Right. Imagine being able to target those specific neural pathways to help people with aphasia or dyslexia regain their ability to communicate.
That would be absolutely life-changing for so many people.
It would.
It really just highlights the power of basic research.
It does.
And how it can lead to these unexpected breakthroughs that can truly change lives.
Yeah, it's a reminder that we're really just at the beginning of understanding the human brain. And language is one of the most complex and fascinating puzzles of all.
Well, this deep dive has been an incredible journey.
It has.
From the dawn of language and our ancient ancestors to the cutting edge of genetic research.
It's been amazing.
We've explored this intricate interplay between genes, brains, and behavior.
Yeah.
And I hope our listeners are leaving with this renewed sense of wonder about the power and complexity of human language.
I hope so, too.
Who knew that this tiny gene variant could hold so many secrets?
That's pretty remarkable.
And who knows what other discoveries await us as we continue to explore this vast and mysterious realm of language.
Well, it's a journey that's just beginning.
It really is.
And we're all a part of it.
So to all our listeners out there, keep those brains buzzing and those conversations flowing, because language is truly what makes us human.
And until next time, keep diving deep into the mysteries of the world around you.